Everything new that could have happened, happened. Everything that should have happened, did.
Chevrolet found a new way to make 67 happen.
James Seim, known by all who enjoyed his company as Jim. Jim started his career with General Motors in 1959 at the Norwood Assembly Plant. He was handpicked in 1965 for transfer to Chevrolet Assembly Research because of his advanced degree in industrial management from Capital University. In this role, Jim was appointed as a senior process engineer and was part of the team responsible for the development and testing of the new F-Car, which would later be called the Camaro in 1967. In this role, Jim served as the pilot prototype assembly coordinator for process refinement between the Norwood, Ohio facility and the Los Angeles facility. A virtual treasure trove of information was gleaned from Jim and a research encounter by author Phil Borris. They became very close, and it was during this research for Echoes of Norwood that Jim revealed his original documents from his time on the pilot line. Among these documents was the only F-Car pilot book known to exist. The importance of this find cannot be overstated, because up until that moment, F-Car pilot prototypes were only conjecture. This revelation was followed by extensive research after my personal interview with Jim. It ultimately led to the authentication of 10 cars currently known to exist today. Among notable research from Jim was the first-hand account that the cars were built in consecutive VIN number order. Sales cars were forced inputs on the IBM 360 computer, and storage space for the Fisher body coaches resulted in a random selection of bodies after only 1 week of pilot prototype production. In 1968, Jim received his next assignment to the 1968 Corvette development team as the role of pilot program coordinator. Following the success of the 1968 Corvette, Jim transferred to the Chevrolet St. Louis Assembly Facility and aided in the local management of the startup of the second shift assembly operations. By 1969, Jim decided it was time to return home to the Cincinnati area, coming home to the Norwood, Ohio plant. His first assignment there was the management of the third shift assembly operation as production manager in 1970. At Norwood, Jim continued to advance in position and responsibilities, and in 1973, he accepted assignment to GM New Zealand, where he would aid in production improvements of the final knockdown assembly kits that would be shipped from GM through export. Jim resumed his role as production manager until his retirement from GM with the closure of the GM Norwood, Ohio facility. Jim married Caroline on November 25, 1986, and was fully retired by 1996. Jim had 2 children, Becky and Doug. Unfortunately, Jim passed in 2015 after a lengthy battle with COPD. He was loved by many, and his contributions to this research will be passed down for future generations to enjoy. He was interviewed in person on July 14, 2014, with a collection of friends from the development and production of the F-Car. Jim was put to rest at Spring Grove Cemetery on December 19, 2015, at the age of 81 years young.